Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are here at Rocks Reads, the channel where we will discuss books of every kind, of every interest in English and or in Spanish. Now, today's Monday, so Monday, Wednesday, and Friday when I upload, I am going to upload in English. On Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, I'm going to upload similar material but in Spanish. What does that mean? I am going to organize my channel a little differently than I've seen other people that discuss books do their channels. On Mondays, I'm probably going to introduce you to the book that I'm reading. On Wednesday, I am going to tell you how I'm doing with the reading of said book. And on Friday, I am basically going to finish the book and tell you if I liked it, if I didn't like it, what did I learn, what I didn't learn, etc. Now, that means that on Tuesday, I'm going to do the same thing in Spanish. Tuesday, I introduce you to the book. Thursday, I tell you what I've learned so far. And Saturday, I'll tell you if I liked it or not, if I finished it or not, and what I learned. Now, if you happen to speak both English and Spanish, keep in mind that it's not going to be the exact same video. I don't script my videos, which means that whatever is coming out of my mouth right now is coming out of my head. And it's probably going to be different in the English video than in the Spanish video. The concept and the theme of the video is going to be the same, but the possibly, and maybe even what I've learned, what I choose to share of what I've learned, because obviously I'm not going to give the whole book away. That might be the same thing. The way I deliver it and what I deliver is going to be different. So for those of you that are bilingual, then you can check both videos out. If you only speak English or Spanish, then, well, if you only speak English, today's your day. And if you don't speak English, you speak Spanish, then you're not going to understand what I'm saying today anyway. So I'm not going to say anything. Now, it has I decided that one of the things I wanted to do was whatever book I read, I'm going to give away some sort of giveaway. And I understand that according to the law, in order for me to do a giveaway and it be legal, I have to give options for people to be able to participate without having to spend any money. Knowing that, what I'm decided to do is I am going to give you 5, 10 options for you to participate every time we give away a book. Most of them are going to require you to subscribe to the channel, to post a comment, to share the channel, to share video, etc. Most of the options that are free are going to have to do with social media. And of course, the more things you do, the more points you get. So, to give you an example, the first book we're going to discuss is Million Dollar Women. Now, in the interest of self-disclosure, I can tell you that I started reading this book already. What I want to do more often than not is not start it until I tell you what book I'm going to read. And that way, if you want to add to the conversation, you can always post a comment below. But in the case of this book, I'm already not really half, but almost halfway there. That's not going to happen normally on the books. Whatever book I pick, I'm going to pick that Monday morning, grab it, show it to you. Now, for the people that get the video on Tuesday, I probably have read most of it, most halfway through. The idea for this is, for one thing, it will keep me honest and it will make me read at least one book a week, which is one of my goals. Number two, it will keep me on my toes because there's nothing that I hate more than starting to read a book and then I just drop it because I hate it. Now at least I have somebody to share that with. And I want to make something very clear. Just because I hate a book doesn't mean that you'll hate it too. I know for a fact that I'm not going to mention the book, but it's a very famous miniseries right now. And I could not get into that book. And the reason why I originally purchased that book was because somebody said so many amazing things about this book, and I actually appreciate that person's knowledge and interest in books. So I went ahead, ran, bought it, and I got through the first 3 pages and I just wanted to throw it away. Now, that was a long time ago. There's a possibility that if I read that book now, I might find it interesting for many reasons. So I am not going to tell you don't ever buy a book. What I will tell you is what I think about the book. And I am hoping that this will generate some people going to buy the book or getting on Kindle or whatever you have to do to read your book. But hopefully, excuse me, hopefully the bottom line is that you start reading books. Now, I am planning on crowdsourcing to start a business. This is from another channel that I have here on YouTube. I explain more details about that on that channel. But what I'm going to do is, if you decide to donate to that crowdsourcing, and I haven't, keep in mind, I haven't created that yet. For every dollar you donate, you get one chance to win. If you don't have money, if you don't want to spend money, whatever your option is, you always have the option of subscribing to to all three of our channels. I have one Twitter account, I have one Instagram account, I have 3 pages on Facebook, I have a Pinterest account, and what I'm going to do is when I start the giveaway, I'm just going to go ahead and leave it on the information box, all the options that you have to get more points to win the book. And that's going to be the same for any book that I read. Now, keep in mind that, like I said before, not all books are going to be business driven. Some of them are going to be novels. Some of them are going to be short stories. I might even get a poetry book. Empowerment books, philosophy books. It doesn't matter. I love reading everything. So I am going to, whatever book I discuss on the channel, I am going to give away. And you are going to get whatever copy I have. And that will be, it's not being cheap. It's just that I am trying to minimize the amount of space I have for my books. And I hate the idea of throwing them away. I also hate the idea of giving them to the library because sometimes if they don't really care for the book, they'll throw it away also. And I just can't. I can't. I just don't want to see it. So also, I wanted to let you know that if you participate and you win, you don't have to pay for shipping and handling. I'm going to take that care of that for you. So for now, because I'm not a millionaire and I'm not in a position to do this with everybody, I am going to keep it inside the United States and its territories because the United States Postal Service can deliver it and I don't have to spend a ton of money. I believe they still have the book charges for books at a certain rate, and I can actually afford to send you the book. So there are many ways you can win, and I'm hoping that this will generate some buzz. Now, as far as excuse me, for some reason now I want to do this coughing and all this stuff. The book is called $1 Million Woman. It's by Julia Pimsleur. I'm not gonna lie, I am super, super, super fan of Wonder Woman, as you can see by my nails. I do have a nail design that has to do with Wonder Woman. And the first moment I picked this book, it was because it was making reference to 2 shows that I used to watch that came out about the same time. Wonder Woman being one of them, and the Million Dollar Women. And the reason for that, if you've ever seen the Bionic Man and the Bionic Woman, they were supposed to be the $1 Million Man and the $1 Million Woman. So back in those days, if you had the show now, it would be like the $20 million man and the $20 million woman, but that's another story for another day. I'm shocked they haven't done a remake because since they do a remake of everything else, I'm shocked they haven't done a remake of that yet. And I might be talking and they might be happening while I'm talking, so God knows. But this book is about female entrepreneurs to go big. And so far it's very interesting. I'm not going to get into the details now because like I said, I just wanted to introduce the book. As far as this woman, she knows what she's talking about because as you can tell by the last name, her last name is Pimsleur. I can't. Here you go. Pimsleur. And there is something called the Pim language teaching. And this was done, I think it was her father. Well, she did it for kids, but her father had the original one. And it was just a way of teaching children how to, in her case, the company that she founded, It's about teaching kids how to learn other languages. And she kind of used a system that was first originated by her family to come up with the option for the children. She wanted her kids to know different languages, and she saw how to make it more interesting and fun for kids. And then she moved on to other things, including the fact of teaching other women how to actually go for whatever that is. Even though the book is not necessarily written for the average entrepreneur woman that just wants to make enough money to stay at home and do her thing and be able to have spare time to spend with her money and be able to juggle her job and her other responsibilities, there's a lot of really good advice here. And I have been taking notes. I am one of those weird people that takes notes. And I have to be honest with you. I'm trying to find. Okay, I started reading this on August, halfway through August. I think it says August 18th. And then storms came and all kinds of things happened, and I haven't been able to finish it. But as you can tell, I have taken notes. Some of the notes I take are memes that I want to create based on the story that on the book that I'm reading. Some of them are things that I want to make sure that I mention as I'm reading the book. For example, on Wednesday's video, I'm probably going to mention quite a few things that I've learned so far. And I have to be honest with you, I don't care if I tell you everything that's in this book. You should always read books for yourself. And the reason is that I don't care how perfect a person reviewing a book is, you're always going to miss something because what you learn is based on your own experience. So you might notice something that while I'm reading the book, I won't. And I'm hoping that that will generate a conversation where we all can learn from each other. So if you don't have a copy of Million Dollar Women, my suggestion is check your local library, check your local bookstore, or just ask for it on your Kindle or your tablet or wherever you get books or you read books. And hopefully you can learn with me and teach me a couple of things. And if you don't have the book, just wait until I post on Friday how you can win the copy and get your own copy of Million Dollar Women. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching and have a wonderful week.